my sign says Kids in Cages 2019 Independence Day Wear, referencing independence. Independence, which literally means to be free. How are we free when kids are in cages?
What kind of country supports the way these people are being treated? Where is the humanity? Is this what the USA stands for?
Hi, I saw your sign from across the way, probably because it's so pink. Will you explain? Yeah, I love pink too. Will you want to explain what it means to you?
Yes, I've literally been saying all day as we're on 4th of July, Independence Day. There's so many people out here that are blissful, and it reminds me of this saying that ignorance is bliss. And I feel like these folks are able to, be blissful today, blissfully happy, because we're ignoring the plight of other people in our country, other people in the world. I wholeheartedly believe that this isn't a us versus them thing. I think that if we stick together as people and stay in our humanity, then that's when we win. So my sign says Kids in Cages 2019 Independence Day Wear, referencing independence. Independence, which literally means to be free. How are we free when kids are in cages today, in 2019?
Where are they in cages at?
They're in cages all over our country in these, what I would call concentration camps. And it's telling to me, I'm an African American, male in America, queer male at that. It's telling to me of how much we've really progressed in our country, and it doesn't seem like very far. When we know that Japanese folks have been held in internment camps, we know that...
Do you think it's kind of like the camps that were used in World War II?
Of course, the camps that were used against the Holocaust, during the Holocaust that happened with the Jewish folks. We have literally criminalized these people. We've dehumanized them in such a way that we don't care that they're sleeping. Kids, I did that on purpose because, it's one thing for us as adults to have discourse, to have disagreements, but when you have kids are starting out their lives having done nothing wrong to this world, not having asked to be here.
Do you feel this passionate about the unborn babies who are murdered in this country?
I feel as passionate about the women who exist in this country to be able to navigate their own lives as autonomous individuals with agency over their own bodies. I have many women in my life who I love. I have nieces and nephews who are fresh born who I love as well. And I think that is up to those women to have a mind of their own, to navigate their own bodies. I don't think that any man should be making a decision or legislation about a woman's body.
So you're passionate about the kids, because you say they're in concentration camps, but not the unborn babies who aren't going to get the chance to be children?
I'm passionate about people who exist. Remember I said agency. So when we talk about a woman's agency over, thank you so much. We talk about a woman's agency over her own body. That is very important to me. We're saying unborn babies, but these are, women at 2, 4, 6 weeks of having just learned that they've even been pregnant. That's not yet considered a fetus. According to scientists, this may not be my profession, this may not be your profession, but according to scientists, that is not yet with a heartbeat or a living being.
What about a conception when it has its own DNA, human DNA?
We all possess, I think DNA is, at the very conception. I don't think that really means, much at all. I think that, once again, it's up to that woman to have her own agency and autonomy over her body.
So I want to go back to when you said the Holocaust, and do you think that the kids are being bussed in and sent in by trains by America? So they're going out, taking a certain demographic and putting them in death camps? Do you think that's what's happening?
Yeah, we actually have ICE going around our country targeting folks, which I think is very. ICE isn't going to come for me or you because we don't look like the immigrants that are being.
Well, we're not illegal.
Wait, I gotta finish. They're not. We don't know whether or not they're illegal either. But when I say ICE is, they're not going to target you or I because you're white and I'm black. So they assume that we're natural-born citizens, and with assumptions, we realize ignorance again in that they're going to target somebody who looks like they could be immigrant or they could be illegal. At the end of the day, people are people, and nobody should be, substandard to somebody else's assumptions or opinions.
Kind of like assumptions about when life begins.
I think that, once again, that is that person's body, and nobody should be making a decision about that person's body. And you're a woman. I respect your choice about your body. If you say, hey, I will never have an abortion, I respect your choice to make that. And I think that every woman should have that choice.
At what week do we cut it off? Say you can't terminate this life.
I love to answer this question. I think that we need more women in legislation, more women's voices to let us know what that is about.
How about you can't end their life? I'm a woman, and I'm telling you right now, I am the pro-life generation. I believe in protecting the women of the unborn. there is a problem in our country with Planned Parenthood, with terminating lives, and we want to talk about civil rights. Do you know who kills the most unborn Black American babies every year?
Yeah, I know that we're losing massive amounts of Black kids every day to police brutality. We're losing them every day to
terminating their pregnancy, terminating their life in the womb.
Issue. Again, I think that when we begin to make decisions over other people's lives is where we go, is where we meet fault.
Like the lives of the unborn.
That's not. Yeah. Again, we should have more women's voices. Yours is very important as well. I would never discount your voice. But we need more women's voices when it comes to legislation. The fact that we have so many men, and I assert that I'm a man with privilege in this country, because so many men are making choices and decisions about women's right what to do with their own bodies, and that's sad. Period. Would you agree with that? Like, I should not come into your life.
I don't care what gender they are. I don't care what sexuality they are. If they are willing to defend life, I'm all for it. It's not a gender thing. It's not a gender thing. It's recognizing that unborn lives are precious. They're innocent. And they're worth protecting. That is the biggest civil rights issue in our country right now.
I'm a queer male who's just gained the right to marry, and there's spit insurance people that are still being killed every day. It's not the biggest civil rights issue. It's one where women gained their right to vote, and when women voted in mass and said that, you know what, we want the right to navigate our own bodies. So I listen to those women about their lives just like I would want somebody to listen to me about my Black life, just like I want somebody to listen to me about my queer life. When people
will you listen to me about my pro-life?
Of course, I'm always down for discourse, hence we're here. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add? My arm is shaking.
Believe me, I'm right along with you. Nothing else I want to add other than we are all people. And just as you stated that women, we agree that, we're as people, we should all have a right to our lives. We should all have a right to humanity. And I want to encourage humanity in all of our country, regardless of their gender, regardless of their race.
Regardless of their developmental stage?
I think that everybody with a voice should use their voice, and that those voices should be heard. It's unfortunate that we care more about unborn babies than actual babies that are right here on our shores. They're right here on our shores, but you're not asking me questions about these babies who are sleeping and they're filth, and nobody.
That's because you compared them to a concentration camp, that they're in concentration camps. That's so disrespectful. Don't you think that that's disrespectful? There's not death camps there. They're not getting up. They're not putting in chambers.
7 children die already in ICE custody.
And how many Jews actually died in the Holocaust in those death camps?
We don't know how many Black kids are dying on a daily basis because of poverty in this country. We keep thinking that the issues are between you and I, and they're not. The issues are the fact that we will spend billions of dollars on war, but we won't spend billions of dollars on health care. If you or I got sick right now, we're dying. That affects our rights. That's a real civil rights issue. I respect everything that you think, and I respect everything that everyone thinks, and that's why I think that we need more voices. We need more women's voices. We need more people of color's voices, so that those voices can be heard and respected at the end of the day. It's really unfortunate. I just keep now you really got me resonating on this, that we would advocate for unborn children, but we don't care about the kids who are right here.
I do care about them. I never said that I didn't.
Because you agree with me that it's absurd that these kids are taking care of infants, and infants are using the restroom on themselves.
I don't think that the conditions are great, but I also think that it's important to make sure those kids are coming in with their actual parents. I think it's important that we vet. There's a sex trafficking problem at our border. There's a drug cartel.
I'm from the city of Atlanta originally.
I'm from Ohio, and Toledo is terrible.
And they had that big sting out in Ohio.
Yes.
And so we know that the sex trafficking problem exists beyond just at the border.
So we need to make sure we don't bring any more of these people in. None of these sex traffickers need to come in here. We need to save these children. And I agree with you. When we say we care about the children, yeah, you should be in, great detention centers. But at the same time, it's not a death camp. It's not a chamber. Is it a chamber?
The moment we have people dying, that's when it becomes a death camp. It's a condition.
When you see the pictures of the Holocaust and what the Jewish people went through in death camps, we're having a good conversation.
It doesn't have to be that is rude to compare this to the Holocaust.
That's what he is.
Okay, but that's where it's headed. These people are locked up like the Jews were. What's going to happen? Some of them are dying.
So who's rounding up all of these?
What kind of country supports the way these people are being treated? Where is the humanity? Is this what the USA stands for?
Do you really think
these children did nothing wrong? These children did nothing wrong. They are innocent. What?
You won't let me talk.
Go ahead.
So the children did nothing wrong.
Right.
I agree with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, really.
unborn babies for some reason when there's kids and
Yeah,
kids
what
right
about
here
the ones
now
that are already
that
here?
already
See,
here.
y'all always focus about the unborn.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about
Can
the
we care
children that
about
are
both?
here already.
Can we care about both?
If you spent as
Can we
much time
care
and
about
love
both?
on protecting kids in the womb,
Can we care about both?
we
can, but, like, don't ignore this.
I'm not ignoring it, but I want to make sure that we're touching on both children.
Why don't you care that Trump cuts money for education for children in poverty?
I can tell you if you would
Right
shut
here in
up for a
Southeast
second. So the government shouldn't be funding education in the first place. Ever since we let the government put their nose into education, our scores have gone down. Tuition rates have gone way up. It doesn't need to be in there.
Unless you're filthy rich, you wouldn't have an education right now, neither would I.
How that works.
Government needs to be funding education, or we don't need to be paying taxes, period.
I agree with you. No taxes.
I'm glad you do.
No taxes. I agree. Taxation is theft.
Taxation funds the wars that you advocate for.
I don't believe in wars.
I like you. I want to get your Instagram so we can talk more.
She's a liar!
I'm not a liar.
What's your name?
No, I said he is a liar. Donald Trump is a liar. Oh my God, how can you not? Oh my God.
I'm going to give you a fist bump.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. This guy right here is exactly why I'm able to come out here every single day and go all around the country to these events, expose the leftists at these events. He's the reason why, is because he's supporting us at the store. He's buying the products that you buy shirts anyway, right?
Exactly.
So why can't you do that at InfoWarsStore.com?